Yo and yo, this is Corey, your host,
Yo, yo.
doing an all-you-can-geek movie cast without Jim. So this is gonna go crazy tonight because yeah, he's not here today, so we can
No
do whatever we want.
parents.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to another movie cast, guys. I'm Corey, your host tonight, with Mike Snitty
What's up?
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo, your other boy.
Yo, yo. So, tonight Jim is actually braving the heat, which I guess good for him or the
Question mark?
suffering. It
Yeah.
is freaking hot. It
Yeah.
is so hot. I cannot
Literally the hottest
believe
day
you'd
so
want to be
far.
outside. Like, yeah, if you don't have air conditioning,
I
you
feel
are in
bad
a
for you. Go to the
world of
mall.
hurt.
Go to the mall.
Yeah,
Or
just like sleep somewhere else. Like I don't
Yeah,
even
but
know. Like I have air conditioning and it's hot. It's crazy. But any case, we're here for some movies. So Mike, what have you been watching? I'm sure it's been quite exciting.
yeah. Um, no,
Nothing.
it's
No.
nothing.
All right. Anything, Tony, for you?
just another episode of Severance. It's a slow burn for me. Like I
Yeah.
said last week, whatever it is, the hook or the
Hmm.
turn, like hasn't happened yet. So I'm just still like, all right, like
Okay.
whatever. But I was also on vacation last week, so I didn't really get a
Right.
lot of time to
Yeah, that's
watch anything.
fair. Traveling and doing things that are more interesting at the time.
Yeah,
Makes
flip the
sense.
floppity cards.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say yeah, I've been catching up on some anime and stuff, just checking out some new ones here and there, but nothing's really like grabbed me like, oh, I want to continue watching these series. And so I don't know, just kind of in the middle ground here. I did want to see 28 days or 28 days, 28 years later,
Yeah.
but it was like at a bad time, and I was like, oh, I could go, but I could. It was like kind of a rush, so I just
Yeah.
skipped it. But it did well in the box office, from what I see here at the box office
Was it
mojo.com.
60 million? Or...
Yeah, so last weekend, I'm looking at. Is this not the right thing? I see 30. You said,
Maybe
what
that
did
was
you
work.
say,
Maybe
Tony?
that. I thought I saw 60, but that might have been the
Oh,
worldwide
oh,
take.
maybe. Yeah. So How to Train Your Dragon was still number one at 36 and a half. And then 28 years later, coming in second with 30. But again, these movies are so dirt cheap to make. It's doing well. But the real news story, I guess is a news story, is that Elio,
Elio,
the
the pizza,
Elio,
that really
oh,
shitty elementary school pizza.
sure. That film bombed.
Yes.
It
What was it like 15 million or something like that?
is 20 just
20?
under 21 million on 3,700 screens. That is like the worst box office opening for a is
Pixar.
it, it's Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Uh, that's crazy because it's like you have no idea. You have the inside
Out.
what's yeah. That the sequel to that, like I thought that was going to be in this range. Like nobody
Yeah.
would care about that, and that just became one of the highest grossing movies of
The
all time.
first
And
one did okay.
sure,
It
but like
was a
we're talking about
sequel.
sequels that come way later that don't necessarily
It wasn't
have the
that
same
much later.
oomph. I don't know, it
No.
just didn't really seem like it was gonna hit. And then it hits. It hits hard.
Hmm.
And then we
Was
have
there
this.
was there a similar movie that was just like the name of like a kid that came out in like the last 5 years? Because I feel like this is like
Luca.
indistinguishable from something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Luca.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Well,
didn't
this
that come
one,
out already?
yeah, that was a while ago. This I don't know anything about this movie. Like normally the marketing push is usually
I don't think
pretty
I've seen a
big for
single
these.
commercial for it.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
I've been to the movies a couple times the past 2 months. Like, I don't think I've seen a single preview.
I went to How to Train Your Dragon. I did not see a preview for this movie. Like it's a kids movie. I don't know anything about this film. So apparently Ilio is a space fanatic with an active imagination, find himself on a cosmic misadventure where he must find a new bonds with alien life forms, navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions, and somehow discover truly who is truly meant to be. What? Somehow
So
discover who he is truly meant to be.
So the problem is the title, because unless you are supposed to gather aliens from Elio, um, it sounds like nothing, and it doesn't give any indication about what this movie's about.
Yeah. it seems super generic. Like this could have been
Well, that's
a straight to video or straight to
yeah.
streaming. Nothing about
That's the
it
thing
seems
about
interesting.
these Pixar things. Like, how are you gonna make a movie about like a normal human? You know,
Hmm.
like I don't know. That doesn't seem like their wheelhouse to me. The main
Yeah.
characters are just like a person.
Like I couldn't even like if you had previously told me what is this plot about, can you even guess? I couldn't have.
Nope.
So
Exactly. Like I said, it's just super generic and no marketing, which is crazy because normally you get that huge fast food push, right?
mm-hmm.
And like get all the kids meals or
Mhm.
Happy Meals and stuff. Like I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, there's definitely
Meanwhile,
that for
Lilo and
yeah.
Stitch is just killing it. Like
That one
that's
did
almost a
have Happy
billion
Meals.
dollar movie. Yeah, and like Stitch was all over the place. So that came in fourth, right behind Ilio. So yeah, that's your box office, everyone. It's pretty interesting. Like How to Train Your Dragon, second week, still destroyed that Ilio movie. Too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah. So let's get into some news. We have the movie news. And again, it's during this time of year, we don't really get that much. But we had some interesting things. I'm gonna save the most interesting thing for last because I feel it's better. But we will jump into Cobra Kai.
But
Cobra
never
Kai
die.
star
Never die.
Live or Die. Well, liver. Well, we'll get there. Martin Cove accused of biting co-star Alicia Hannah Kim during a VIP event. Like at this event together and promoting the show or being like celebrity guests on this. And he bites her. Like, do we know anything more about that? I saw you at posted this, Tony. I didn't get to actually go through the whole article, so let me go quickly and
Uh,
see what's going
I
on here.
think they said he like nearly drew blood or something like that. Like it wasn't just like a like not even saying like a playful bite would be okay, right? Unless you
Hmm.
had that type of
Yeah.
relationship, but like aggressively biting a co-star is that's weird first of all, and also
Why
why?
is bite your first
Okay.
move?
So
Um,
I guess apparently she went up to him to say hi and just tapped him on the shoulder, and he like spins around, grabs her arm, and bites her hard enough to nearly draw blood. That's according to the reports. She cried out in pain. Kove allegedly started kissing her arm where he had bitten her. The report detailed that Hannah Kim then told her husband, who was present at the event, and the pair went to confront Kove about the incident.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
yeah,
Seriously.
it's like I guess she's not pressing charges, but she wants it documented
Yeah,
just in
this
case.
guy's a weirdo and like he's trying to be funny, air quotes here for you listeners.
Yeah, for all those of you that
I
don't know,
mean,
that's Kreese from Karate Kid and slash Cobra Kai,
Yes.
the villain, being the
I
villain.
still don't know who this person is, but I'll look him up now and be like, oh, this guy is
He's
insane.
the sensei. Yes, sensei. Sweep the leg. Yes, sensei.
Interesting. Um,
So yeah, that's definitely an out there thing. Like, but what's crazy to me is like I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay, sure, I could believe it. It's so,
Sadly, I guess I can believe it too. I mean,
you know. Yeah, moving on to something more interesting. The Street Fighter movie is going forward at Legendary, and they cast their main star of the movie, which is going to be Chun-Li, and the star they cast is Kalina Liang, star of Soderbergh's recent supernatural thriller Presence. I haven't seen that, so I don't know anything
no
about
idea.
that movie. She seems to fit the part.
Yeah, eventually
I,
attractive Asian woman. I
you
mean,
know, exactly. Hopefully, she trains her doesn't skip leg day, and
you know,
you don't want Kristen Kruick back? Alana
nice.
Lang?
no, it's kind of weird because like it's very weird, but like a couple years ago when Fortnite debuted Chun Li, like the Street Fighter collab, and Chun Li in that year, like Chun Li Fortnite was the most like searched term on Pornhub, and just like,
What?
do you guys remember?
I was
Like,
gonna say Google, but that would be even more specific
yeah,
here.
and it was just like, what? Why? And like, people are just like, I guess it's like, oh, Chun-Li from Fortnite. It's like, what? No, she's from Street Fighter. But what? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
So it's just
So,
weird. And
Chun-Li is
ironically,
known for her
yeah,
thighs.
yeah, her thighs. And ironically, they just brought her back at Fortnite after like 4 years of not being on the shop. So I bought the Ryu and Chun Li bundle, but
Oh,
this
nice.
news broke, and I was like, huh, I wonder if it's a coincidence, but probably is. Hopefully
Yeah.
this movie's good. I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's hard to make this. I haven't
I
seen it
hope
happen
it's
yet,
bad.
right?
I hope it's bad like the first one because the first one was fun for
Well,
being
if it's
bad.
fun, that's one thing, but like if it's bad,
Well, a bad fun. I mean,
hmm right, right. Yeah,
or
I could
fun bad.
understand that.
Oh, we got a first-time chatter here. Cosmolano, I believe. Hope I said that correctly. Have you guys seen 28 Years Later? Unfortunately, we haven't just yet. I was on vacation this last week. Corey almost saw it, but didn't get a chance. And Mike never goes to see a movie. So
Yes, and I don't like zombie stuff either, but I did read a little spoiler for that, so I do know
Well, don't
something
tell
about
us.
yeah, don't tell.
Yeah, the problem was I was like, oh, like I was so it was just such bad timing. I was really wanted to go, but it looks really cool. I think as far as the 28 whatever movies
Yeah.
goes, I think this one looks the most interesting because the first one was cool concept, not necessarily zombies. It was, like these infected people and they were fast, right? And the second one just never really interested me. But this one seems very interesting because of the fact that it's 28 years after those first
Mm-hmm.
events, and how do people, survive and how they adjusted to a world where these creatures exist. It's kind of neat. If you saw it, let us know what you think. No
Yeah,
spoilers, but
I
yeah, let
definitely
us
will
know.
see it. It's just literally I was on vacation for
Yeah,
the entire
well,
release weekend.
might we might be talking about it next week. So
Yeah,
check that
it's
out.
movie season, so I might like. I think I mentioned it
Yeah,
the other week. I might do like the movie
like a
pass or
pass,
whatever the heck the thing is for like the whole summer. Just 40,
right?
60 bucks or whatever. Just see all the movies.
Sweet. Yeah. So keeping it in the news here, we have Thunderbolts Director. We kind of talked about, I think we mentioned it definitely in the Discord. I might have mentioned on the podcast that the Thunderbolts Director was tapped to direct the X-Men reboot. So we were excited for that because Thunderbolts was cool. Good
Yeah, Thunderbolts is great.
yeah, good use of all the characters except for one, obviously. We talked
Yeah,
about on the podcast, so definitely check that out. But uh, when you have an ensemble, it sometimes can be tough to get everyone to have a moment. I do think they did a good job of giving people a chance to grow and become the people we want to see them in the future and have moments.
right. And that was I think the movie they said started the course correction because Feige was just torn between all the movies plus all the TV shows. Just couldn't
Yeah,
give the rewrites or the suggestions in time to have them be meaningfully changed for the final product. So if Thunderbolts
right.
is what this guy's capable of, then yeah, I'm all for
Yeah,
seeing him
and so
do that
they're
thing.
saying he may be the next director for the X-Men reboot in the Marvel MCU. But he had an interview recently where he's not necessarily confirming or denying. He's just saying even if he was confirmed for the movie, he doesn't think he would be allowed to answer that question if
Right,
he
of
was straight
course
up
not.
asked.
Of course not.
uh,
It's not announced
so
yet. So, and
right. So
Marvel's not
there's no
even gonna.
official.
Yeah, Marvel's not even gonna be at San Diego Comic Con this year, or at least a hall presence. So, uh, probably won't hear about it this year. Uh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going back to Cosmolano, no spoilers. We appreciate that. 28 Years Later has been my favorite horror film for a very long time. Good taste. But you can't overstate your disappointment with this new film. Oof, that is
Ooh, okay.
that's
And
rough. The
See,
previews made it
I
look good.
have
yeah,
heard discourse. That's why I know a
Okay,
little something something.
interesting.
okay.
The
The one
one,
thing I will
yeah,
say
How
that not threw me, but was making me a little worried about this movie is that the Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, is the main star of the film, and all I could see is like Craven now, like when I look at him,
Right.
and so I was like, oh, let me watch a movie with him in it that's not
not
that
yeah,
Craven, and hopefully it's good. Um, but
but
yeah, so that's
yeah.
disappointing to hear, but maybe that's good because I didn't want to have expectations be through the roof. Yeah,
Kick-Ass,
Cosmo.
yeah.
I do see him as Kick-Ass also. I mean that was definitely the
Yeah.
first exposure to
I
him.
mean, you didn't
But
actually watch Craven, did you?
no, but you see the previews and how bad it is. It just sticks in your head.
It
It
burns
just
in
stays
your
with you.
Right.
It's and it stinks because he's also the Pietro in Quicksilver
Yeah,
in
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Age of
Another.
Ultron.
Yeah.
I thought he was great in that role.
It's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the one thing I did hear was that it felt like more of a. This is spoiler free, but what someone told me was that it felt more like a setup movie, and it's like there's nothing necessarily wrong with having setup movies, but like I expect that out
Mm.
of like comic book movies, right, or Star Wars movies, not random sequel to a zombie
Third
horror
film in
movie.
a
Yeah, it's been going on for like over 20 years now. Like that's just like okay, what are we doing? And I think the fourth one is coming out like early next year or something, right? Like they filmed
Okay.
it back to back. Like we always talk
There
about
it
that.
is. That's
Like
why.
they
Yeah.
always film it back to back. So
Hmm.
maybe that last one will be good. Maybe
Yeah. Well, if
28
yeah, if
decades
this
later.
setup is great. Well, that's a
28
problem. I don't want it to
centuries
be that
later.
far out. It's like now we're going future here. We're going into space.
How did we skip months? Right? Like there's no 28 months later, right?
I guess
It's
they wanted
days,
to be
weeks, and then years.
kind of close to real time at this point. It's not quite that long yet, but maybe
Yeah.
that was what they were thinking.
28
Hmm.
fortnights later. There you go.
Fortnite. Score 28 score
So,
There you
later.
go.
I mean, we could see a collab.
That's
Who
more
knows?
than
Might be able to
yeah.
watch it in Fortnite one day.
God. I mean, they just brought in Squid Game. Squid Game
Yeah.
has an official
Yeah.
mode in Fortnite right now.
Speaking of this game, it comes out this Friday.
Oh, you're
If you
right.
guys
Oh shit.
don't forget,
Oh
Squid Game
no.
3.
The
Yeah,
finale.
Friday, guys, Friday.
Oh
So
no.
that's gonna be a big. It's gonna be a long weekend. It's gotta watch it all.
Damn. Okay. Yep. Know what I'm doing.
So yeah, the next and final thing on the news I had was keeping in the Marvel side of things. We have John Berthal's Punisher will be showing up in the next Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, right?
Brand new day, yes. So, like, what do you think about that? And like, what kind of role would you see him playing in this film?
I don't know, but he'll. I expect him to be there just kind of as he was in Daredevil's second season back on the Netflix version, I guess. Maybe not
I
that
assume he's gonna
prominent,
be in
honestly.
that, right? The second season of Born Again.
Oh, uh, I'm assuming too that we do know though that he's going to have his own special, so maybe not as much.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
don't know, but I don't know. What's interesting is obviously the tonal difference, where we have Bernthal's Punishers like doing fatalities all over the place, and like he's very serious and kind of realistic, although not really, but Um, and Spider-Man's MCU, Tom Holland Spider-Man, well, all the Spider-Man really are they're kind of silly, kind of more fantasy, and obviously way more PG-13 at the most. So it's gonna be interesting. And there's been a lot of people who are like, oh, you can't do that, you can't have them together. And honestly, who cares? Like, I think it could work.
I mean,
You know,
Punisher originated
how
in Spider-Man, I thought, right? In the
I
comics.
think
in the
one of the
comics, his first appearances, I don't know, maybe, but
I don't know if it was the first
comics are weird.
appearance. I don't remember, but definitely he was definitely a big figure in the Spider-Man
No, I
universe
mean
there.
they've definitely like interacted quite a bit in the
Yeah.
comics, but I just think people come from different backgrounds in real life too. Some people have been to war, some haven't. So I
Yeah,
don't think the tone is going to be a big problem.
yeah,
But and I said this in the Discord at the same time, like this is it's a little bit of a you're going to have to coalesce things a little bit to make things seem like they make sense. But I think it should be fine. But on the other side, the DC side, then that means Pattinson's Batman should be able to work with a sillier Superman that
Always,
Gunn comes up with. But
of
we'll see.
course.
yeah.
How about you,
Just
Tony? What do you like? What do you want from this appearance? Like, not necessarily what you think is gonna
I
happen. What
still,
would you like to see?
yeah.
What's your hopes and dreams for this? Because now
Yes.
we're finally getting more of the characters from the Netflix shows. Because
Hmm.
this is with Netflix characters, in the MCU.
Yeah. So I mean, just to confirm here, I did look it up. Punisher did appear in the comics in Amazing Spider-Man number 129, which is all the way back in February 1974.
Heck
Originally
yeah.
intended as only a secondary character, but his overwhelming popularity with fans led them to becoming a more prominent figure in the Marvel universe. Um,
So this was inevitable. It
yeah,
had to happen.
it was inevitable. I think it's pretty cool. You know, I'm always down for more John Bernthal's Punisher. I mean, he's a fantastic job. And you know, I think we've already seen, you know, through the Daredevil seasons, the dichotomy between like him and Daredevil with, you know, the no killing rule versus, you know, kill them all like God could sort them out kind of thing. And I think that with Spider-Man is maybe even like a step further in that direction, right? Because like at least for in my eyes, Daredevil's all about like, you know, vengeance to a degree, right? And Punisher's vengeance to the utmost degree. Whereas, like, I think Spider Man, you know, if we're just going canonically in the MCU, you know, I think he feels more like, kind of like Batman in the sense that, like, he's giving those villains a chance at redemption almost, where, like, he doesn't really want to, like, hurt anybody, but he just doesn't want other people to get hurt either, right? And if you look at No Way Home, I mean, that was pretty much personified with Green Goblin, right? In that, you know, even though he didn't originally want to do anything, he wanted to send them back and whatnot. You know, Aunt May, you know, persuaded him to a different notion, which you know we all know how that turned out and everything. But I think it would be cool to see, you know, Punisher like this. It'd be more interesting to see Spider-Man now because I feel with the MCU Spider-Man, he started out kind of like fighting against the Civil War, Iron Man and everyone then, like superpower
Yeah.
people, right into like, oh, Avengers shit, right? Like out in space,
Yep.
Thanos, you know, Endgame, all that stuff. So we didn't really get to see too much of the street level kind of stuff. So I think it's interesting going from that to, you know, what we had to like a super cosmic connected universe, maybe to a more intimate battleground with, you know, New York City, obviously. So I hope it's something like that, and I do hope
Yep.
it's kind of like they play off each other well, where it's like, you know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man obviously is a favorite of mine. His wisecracking, like laissez-faire attitude versus like, you know, John Bernthal's like, you know, methodical, obsessive planning and plotting and all that. And you know, I just hope they get a good opportunity to play off each other well. You know, obviously, if I had to guess, they'll start off as adversaries, and then by the end of the movie, they'll, you know, be on the same side to fight a greater evil. I don't know if it's Kingpin. I don't know if it's.
So do you think they're gonna do a like Deadpool 2 style Cable Deadpool team up where it's the two of them the entire movie, or is this gonna be more of a cameo where he's just like, oh hey, he's gonna swing in and help out and do something quick and then he's gone?
If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess the way it is that Punisher will be wind up going after some bigger, badder, like truly like evil villain, right? I'll just say Kingpin. We'll just say King, even though
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. But it'll be something
I
like
think they
that.
said there's legal things they can't,
Yeah.
right? So
So the, you know, Punisher will be after that, and then I think just because of like how dangerous it's getting, right? And I think it'll maybe be less bullet stuff, right? Guns and more explosions, because I feel like that just fits better into the MCU, like I don't know, vibes, I guess, right? Because it's pretty much only like Winter Soldier really still uses like guns and I guess Rocket Raccoon. But I imagine Spider-Man will try to stop Punisher and be like, "Yo, this is too dangerous. You're, you know, endangering the lives of, you know, other people." And Punisher will be like, "Fuck you," you know, I don't know, Red and Blue nickname. I don't, you know, I don't know. And then eventually Spider-Man will learn the truth and be like, "Okay, I'll help you, but we do it my way," that kind of thing.
yeah,
I
very
do think he will be in the movie about as much as the older Spider-Man were in the last
The
movie.
last third.
Like, it won't be just a cameo, but it'll be, you know,
significant
it'll be significant. It's not
and
going to be like,
important to
you
the
know, a
story.
co-star though. I
Okay.
don't think he's going to be like, you know,
Yeah, I
the
think
lead or
it's going to be
whatever.
interesting, this film, because of the fact where we left off, where nobody knows who Spider-Man is
No.
anymore. Like they
And
they don't know Peter Parker, they don't know Spider-Man. Everybody forgot him. And so now
and
he's like kind of flying under the radar. Like you said, Tony, like he was going from galactic, you know, cosmic level beings,
Mhm.
entities, space travel, all that stuff, time travel, multi-use, universal
yeah.
travel, to now just being on the street, on the ground with characters like the Punisher and potentially other street level characters that could be coming out
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
future. So I'm excited to
Uh,
see how that plays out as well. And it is an older Spider-Man now. Like we're not in high
College
school
level,
is
anymore.
it though?
I mean, we're not in high school
He's
anymore.
in college.
He's
He's in
gone
college.
through
That's
some
literally
shit,
how the
man.
movie ended. That's literally how
Like
the
he,
movie
he
ended.
just lost his aunt, he lost his girlfriend, he lost his best friend. He's got some stuff he's dealing with here.
Now, the
You
one thing
know,
I will say,
um,
my dream pie in the sky scenario here is it's not just Punisher showing up in this movie, but it's also Daredevil, and it's
Yeah.
like a trio movie, like
And do
would
you
be
want
cool.
Jessica Jones in there too now? Because we know she's coming.
Sure, why not? I mean, but I just think the three of them, because like the thing is, Spider-Man and Daredevil interact a pretty good amount too
Yeah.
in the comics, so them
Mhm.
bouncing off each other and like that's the thing is right. I could
They
see
actually have already.
right. I
Mm.
could see Spider-Man like holding back Punisher, but also holding back Daredevil too. It's like, whoa, dude, like what are you doing? Kind
Yeah.
of just
Yeah, he's
anytime
like,
Daredevil
we've seen
wants some
Daredevil
tricks
beat the
play.
shit out
you're
of
ultra violent. Like,
yeah,
what's going on
yeah,
here?
exactly. It's like bad cop and badder cop, or bad lawyer and bad cop, right? But that would be my dream, right? And I'm
Yeah,
hoping that is the case, and they're just trying to negotiate with Charlie Cox for, the rights and stuff like that,
that
contract,
would
I
be
guess.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this film. We have had some great Spider-Man films when the MCU's been involved. So, and I mean, the other ones weren't terrible. Like they weren't as bad as some of the, non-Spider-Man villain movies. But obviously they have not lived up to as the heights that these Spider-Man movies have and what Tom Holland's done with that character. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for the movie cast, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please take a look at our YouTube and subscribe to us there. Check us out and our Discord we have, and give us a subscribe. We do these live on Twitch every Tuesday around 8 o'clock. We are pretty consistent, so come and participate. Definitely want to hear your opinions. We love talking back and forth with you guys. So I appreciate it, and thanks for checking us out.
We'll be
Later.
back with the movie cat or game cast.
Mm.